Welcome to the Age Well Home and Lifestyle podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Bradley. I'm the founder of Age Well Home and Lifestyle. This podcast is rooted in one essential truth. To age well and thrive, we must be radically curious. Curious about who we really are, about what truly matters. Curious enough to question everything we've been told so we can finally design a life and home that reflects our truest selves. Here we treat life as our masterpiece. We see ourselves as detectives gathering clues, uncovering our deepest gifts, and consciously curating a lifestyle and home that is both healing and fulfilling. Join me for solo episodes and conversations with guests where I help us get closer to the root of living our best lives in mid-age and beyond. Welcome to the Age Well Home and Lifestyle podcast. I'm Kelly Bradley, founder of Age Well Home and Lifestyle. Today's episode is deeply personal. It's about my journey, my philosophy, and the method I call healing lifestyle design, as well as the proven framework I've used for more than a decade to guide women in rediscovering their true selves and courageously designing lives that reflect who they really are. You see, control is an illusion. Healing begins when we stop living by rules that keep us in our heads and start curating our lives from the truth of who we are. But we haven't been taught how to do that. By the end of today's episode, you'll understand why my approach to lifestyle design isn't about rigid rules or habits. It's about remembering who you are and designing your life around your unique energy, gifts, and purpose. If this resonates with you, download my free Present Moment Starter Journal. I created a bunch of journals, but this is one that I have up on the website now. The Present Moment Starter Journal. You can DM me or you can just go to the website. It's the perfect companion for today's episode. It helps you begin to pause and be in the present moment, to be more and do less. And being in the present moment is a skill we have to learn. We're not taught this in the modern world, but it's a skill we must master if we want to live a life in alignment with our true self. So go get that Present Moment Starter Journal. Okay, let's dive in. So I gave myself the title Lifestyle Designer because nothing else really fit. My work in lifestyle design is a blend of the art and science of uncovering your true self and then strategically curating your days and life to support your healing. You're becoming whole and living the life you're meant to live on this earth at this time. So when I was doing lifestyle design work full time, I called my method Healing Lifestyle Design. I now call it the True Self Framework. It's not lifestyle medicine. It's not a set of rules. It's not eat this, do that, take this supplement, and you'll be fine. Traditional lifestyle medicine is often very rigid, especially for women in mid-age, midlife. Doctors, coaches might prescribe food, exercise, or sleep habits in a rule-based way. It's all very in the head, thinking about it. Science shows you're a midlife woman, so do this and you'll feel better. But that's not what healing is. Healing isn't just about fixing symptoms. It's about becoming whole. My approach goes beyond the head. It includes the body, the heart, the intuition, the soul, the whole human experience. Okay, so now let's dive into my dark night of the soul. When my dark night of the soul hit, I realized I'd been living in my head. Rules, to-do list, routines, like a robot. I was 35 years old, had 2 young boys, and thought I had life all figured out. I literally can still picture myself walking up my stairs in Bethesda, Maryland, thinking, I've got this thing called life down. I was coming back from hot yoga, which I was doing every single day. And I was just like, okay, I got this. Why do people have such a hard time figuring out life? Oh my God, I laugh at that. But most days looked basically like this. I'd wake up at 4:30 a.m., get to the movement studio by 5. I was waiting at the door for it to open. I'd exercise, come home. My nanny would come. Her name was Brunilda. She was an angel. She would arrive and I was off to see clients or to homes, teaching a cooking class, whatever I was doing at that time. I even knew the day before exactly what I was going to eat the next day. I would plan everything. I literally was a robot. I thought that if I controlled everything, I could guarantee the outcome of my life, at least subconsciously. That's what the program I was living on. Then my body stopped me. So pelvic pain was my big awakening. Pelvic pain woke me up to the truth that we don't actually have control of anything. Control is an illusion. Life is uncertain. And how you live in that uncertainty is huge. Einstein said we can't solve a problem from the same consciousness that created it. And that quote changed everything for me. I dove deep into my subconscious, my patterns, and my whole healing journey. So now let's talk about adversity as an opportunity. So adversities are opportunities. They're not punishments. They're portals for growth. My healing journey was my greatest gift. It was the hardest thing ever. I would have never chosen it. However, looking back, it truly was my greatest gift. It forced me to get uncomfortable, to go deep within, to meet myself, my truer self for the first time. Adversity is how we wake up. It's the moment life stops being on autopilot and starts being conscious. So if you're walking through adversity right now, know this. It's your initiation. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. And you can start to ask yourself questions. Questions help us keep going deeper, 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 and really get to the answers. So start to ask yourself, what is this adversity asking me to feel that I've been avoiding? What is this adversity asking me to feel that I've been avoiding? That's one question. 2, if this is an initiation, who am I being invited to become? And 3, what wants to end and what wants to begin? You can literally pause this and free write. I love writing as medicine. So doing a free write, setting a timer for 5 minutes and just letting it all flow out. Whatever happens, don't use your head, just let it flow. When you start asking those kinds of questions, your entire life starts to shift. Also remember, each of us will face multiple adversities, big and small, throughout our lifetime. It's not one and done. It's our response to them that determines their impact on our lives. It is our responsibility as a human on this earth to learn the knowledge, the skills, and strategies that help us be with and move through the adversities. The opportunity in the adversity is the wisdom we gain that we then can weave into our lives. With each adversity, we weave more wisdom into our being. And it continues to rewire our subconscious. So now let's talk about the power of the present moment. Healing is just becoming whole. Healing happens only in the present moment, not in the past, not in the future. The present is where you actually live your life. That is why the present moment starter journal is essential. So make sure you get that. Again, message me or go over to the website and you can download it there. In the present moment, we have the power to sense and feel. We sense and feel the moment, the emotions, the sensations, the intuitive hits, whatever may be guiding us at that moment. We can sense, feel, and notice. Okay, we're looking for that guidance. So in the present moment, there is always guidance, signs saying, go this way, don't go that way, hell yes, hell no. So in that present moment, we have the power to sense and feel and receive the guidance. If we are not aware, if we're not being aware, we miss all that guidance and we just drift through life. So awareness in the present moment is so powerful. And I challenge you to make that your superpower. And I promise you, your life will transform. If you learn, if you remember how to become aware in the present moment, you will begin to shift. When we become aware of the guidance and follow it like our life depends on it, because it does, that is where transformation and healing happens. In the present moment, we hold the power to receive the guidance and choose differently. Choose to say hell yes to anything that aligns with our true self, and to know what aligns with your true self. That's a feeling. You sense it and you feel it. It's not in the head. You don't figure this out in the head. Do you see how powerful the present moment can be? You can choose to stay comfortable and keep repeating the same old, same old. I call that drifting through life, getting the same old results that you say you don't want. Or you can choose to get radically curious, uncover your feelings and sensations and emotions, uncover the guidance and choose to follow that guidance like your life depends on it. This often means taking a new action that is uncomfortable, one that you don't know what the exact outcome will be, and it can be scary, one that is uncertain. And again, uncertainty is part of life. If we're not stepping into the uncomfortable, the uncertain, we're drifting. Okay? And that is the game of life, my friends. I believe we must gamify this process. The more we kind of chillax with it and have fun, play with it, see it as an experiment. All of life is an experiment. Us being the detective to uncover clues. I mean, how fun is that to think of us being the detective of our own lives? I'm thinking of Curious George, or what was that, Go-Go Gadget, the cartoon from years ago. If you're midlife, you'll know what I'm talking about. So to help me on my journey, remember how to be in the present moment and feel and sense in the present moment, I literally took fun online classes with a woman. Her name was Hannah Marcotti, I think it was, and many others. But some of these classes were journaling. The Morning Pages by Julia Cameron, fantastic book. But writing, again, as medicine, photography classes where you focused on noticing the details of the moment, colors of the flowers, the clouds in the sky, the details of the food that you're preparing or about to eat. My boys, taking images of my boys' eyes, their hands, their toes, their smiles, writing down details of things that they said or were doing. Painting, I created a vision book. That was one of the best classes I did with Hannah, creating vision books, and so much more. But it's connecting with that inner child. I even created a whole art studio in my home where I channeled my inner child and just began to play, and my boys played along with me. It was at this time that I created my first online course that guided women through my healing lifestyle design method. That became a piece of art that I created. I was creating it. It was being created from my true self, not from my head. I love writing, recording audio and video, connecting with the community, helping people one-on-one and in small groups. If you know me at all, you know when I go in on something, I go all in. These creative classes and me creating the online course to share my wisdom helped me reconnect to myself even more, to increase my curiosity, my wonder, my joy, connecting with my inner child while helping other people connect to their inner child. So let's take a mini present moment pause. Take a deep breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Maybe put one hand on the heart, one hand on the pelvis. Notice your breath. Feel your body supported by your chair. Notice a sound in the environment. Notice the temperature. Notice the texture under your fingertips. Go back to your hand on the heart, other hand on the pelvis. and just ask, what's true for you right now? Really true, not in your head, in your heart and your soul. And just say it, write it down. Take a moment. If you're driving, pull over. Write it in the notes section of your phone. Say it in the notes section of your phone. What's true for you right now? That's the essence of healing lifestyle design. It's returning to the present, returning to presence in the moment over and over and over again, and getting to know the meaning of your sensations, emotions, feelings in that present moment. And that takes work. It takes practice. It takes new knowledge. It takes practicing. It takes skills and strategies. It's a new way of being from the point you choose to do it and beyond. Seeing signs and guidance all around you. You start to notice that these signs and guidance have been around you this whole time. You just haven't been aware. Uncovering that guidance and taking action on it. That's a huge reset. You begin to sense and feel, uncover that guidance, and take action on it. Okay, and then you notice the outcome over and over and over and over. One present moment flowing into the next. That's all we have. The radical present moment is what Dr. Joe Dispenza calls it, the radical present moment. We have so much power in the present moment. Okay, so it was through my healing journey that healing lifestyle design was born. Out of necessity, I had to figure out a way to move through this, to uncover what was going on inside, in the heart and soul, not in my head. I read all the books, hired the coaches, learned new tools, but most importantly, I lived them. I practice them every day. It's not enough to know the knowledge. We have all the knowledge at our fingertips these days. Anywhere, there's so much knowledge out there. But that's not enough. I had to make them my own. I had to practice them. I had to reprogram my subconscious. I had to learn how to do that. And again, today, with everything we know about neuroplasticity, we hold so much power to reprogram our subconscious. I had to practice in the present moment every day. And that's what I've taught and still teach every single woman, a few men that I've worked with. You learn the knowledge, you learn the skills, the practices, the strategies, and then you must practice it daily, over and over and over. Make it your own. Reprogram your subconscious, and you become the person who can more easily uncover your truth and live that. It's an art and a science. It's a commitment. But I believe that this is what we're here on this earth for at this time. Each of us have our own unique truths and gifts. Our only true mission on this earth at this time is to uncover our truths and radically live as that. Healing lifestyle design is not something you do from your head. It's something you live from your truth. It's about curating your days from morning to night with rituals that help you become more of your true self, not rigid routines. These are flexible rituals, very different. We must sense into the moment to know our next right action. We must be the detectives of our own lives. We are the only ones who can uncover our own hell yeses and nos. When I work with clients, I teach them the skills and tools to uncover their truths at any moment, because our truths evolve as we do. I created journals to help people with this process. Daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually. It is a process that's ongoing until the day we transition. Living an awakened life means returning to yourself again and again and again. It's not a perfect path. We're going to veer off in different directions. It is not perfect. It is perfectly imperfect. Some clients go deep with the work, others stay a bit more superficial. And that's okay. It's all part of the process. I personally love to make it playful. I like to, like I said before, I like to gamify it. When you gamify lifestyle design, you turn growth into play. You can say you can earn points for presence, curiosity, bravery, however you want to do it. You track your alignment like a fun challenge. But when we're playful with it, it literally allows a cascade of chemicals that help us on our journey to be released in the body. So being playful, joyful, curious, it all helps the inner chemistry help us heal. Life gets lighter when you stop trying to control it and start playing with it. And this is a lesson I have to learn over and over and over, to stop trying to control and play more. So, of course, life evolves, and so did my work. After years of doing deep coaching, which I loved, I felt ready for something a bit lighter. So I dove into real estate investing, getting curious about finances, got my real estate license, did an official interior design program, and got certified as an aging in place specialist. So then my life was rocked. My mom went into hospice and a few months later passed away. While my mom was in hospice, my dad fell and went into long-term care. My mom and I were very close. We spoke every day. Even if it was just about the basics of life, we spoke every day and I loved it. And grief for me hit super hard. I had never experienced something like that. So there's a whole podcast on grief, and I'll do more on that, because grief, if you're midlife and beyond, and no matter what age you are, grief is something you want to learn what it is, how you can optimally question it, and how to move through it. It's a process, and you never really move through it. Life is just different. So life is never the same when someone close to you passes away. And I learned this during this time for the first time. It's a whole other podcast, a little bit in the past with my Nana passing, but it's different with your mom. So I truly did not fully understand that time and continue to feel it on an even deeper level as time passes. But that's a whole other podcast, and we'll get into that another time. With all this happening in my life, I began to question everything. Okay, I love questioning. When adversities happen or things happen in my life, I question. So a big question I started asking was how most Americans live so separately from the family. It's the norm in America for kids after college to move out, do their own thing. Our aging parents often live alone and then go off to senior communities. It makes no sense. In many European countries and other places, the family still stays together, the multi-generational living. And I know that is coming back in America too, for multiple reasons, whether it's the economy, but a huge part is just the joy of the elders raising the youngins, and the youngins bringing joy to the elders bringing wisdom to the younger generations. Everyone living together, helping each other financially in daily life in so many ways. And it doesn't just have to be our family, it can be community. But I really started questioning this, and especially because I had moved into getting more curious about real estate, designing homes that really help us live our best lives. So multi-generational living is such a smart solution these days. So once again, adversity became a teacher to me. And that's been the pattern of my entire life and work. Curiosity leading to evolution. As a teenager, I was obsessed with exercise videos. If you guys remember Denise Austin, so many people on ESPN, they always had, Jalad, something like that. Kathy Smith, I loved exercise videos. That led to me going to physical therapy school to learn even more, and then getting certified in Pilates, yoga, gyrotonic exercise, moving into nutrition, coaching, cooking, helping people declutter their homes to help them feel better, safety assessments in people's homes, and then eventually the real estate and home transformation. But it is all us trying to live our best life while we're here on this earth, in our home and lifestyles. Every evolution of my life informed the next layer of my purpose. It continues to build. So now with Age Well Home and Lifestyle, I've married it all together. Movement, food, design, real estate, healing, all in service of helping people live aligned, beautiful, intentional lives with less regrets on our last days, in our last days. Our homes can heal or hurt our lives, just like our actions. The way we design our homes and our days matters. So just imagine beginning to get really aware in our moments, and every choice begins to align with our true self. Every piece of furniture we bring into our home, every choice about where we live, the community we live in, the type of house we live in, every detail of our home and lifestyle in alignment with our true self. It makes such a difference. The results are so different. There is a joy, there is an ease, there is a peace. Okay, so now let's talk specifically about midlife alignment. So we're all designing our lives. It's just whether we do it consciously or not. Midlife is a sacred invitation to pause. Okay, and I'm 49, I'm midlife. Midlife is a sacred invitation to pause and ask, again, question. Am I living in alignment with my true self? Do I even know who my true self is? Am I still on autopilot? Am I choosing consciously or drifting? So again, you can pause and do a free write. Just let it flow. Am I living in alignment with my true self? Do I even know who my true self is? Am I still on autopilot? Am I choosing consciously or drifting? Midlife is when everything converges. Aging parents, kids growing, our bodies changing, evolving careers. It's the perfect time to take inventory, to ask, what's true for me now? Midlife can be very messy. Have you heard the term sandwich generation? I talk about this a lot. The sandwich generation is the in-between generation. We have kids that we're raising, and we have parents we are tending to, and maybe even grandparents. And let's add on top of that for women going through perimenopause and menopause, which can be crazy. That's a journey in itself. How about work demands? Work demands, as most households, there's two people working. And the craziness in the world today. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot going on, a lot. And that can feel heavy. There's a lot of busy from the outside modern world. There's a lot of information coming at us, a lot of responsibilities. If we're not mindful to say no to things, to really uncover our truths and say no to everything that does not serve our highest good, the modern busy world can be overwhelming. And especially if you're sensitive. Personally, I'm neurodivergent. I'm a sensitive person. I have to be really aware of what I allow into my world, and on the continuous, constantly, be letting go of what doesn't serve me and allowing in what does. Okay, it's an ongoing journey. So I honestly believe it is essential in this modern world, like not an option. If you want to stay sane, you must choose to do the work, to become present, learn the skills to uncover your truths, and choose you. You must put on your oxygen mask first. If you're not tending to yourself first, you cannot tend to your family members well. Midlife is an awesome time to begin the work of healing lifestyle design, to recommit to you. But you don't have to wait for midlife to begin this process. You can start at any time. The earlier you learn these skills, the better. I was forced to learn them due to an adversity, my pelvic pain. I would have never chosen at that point in my life to just pause and go through a healing journey. I was definitely forced, but during that process, I did surrender and choose to take responsibility and choose to take on that mission. Because once we surrender, it allows the whole process to move and flow much easier. And most people, that's what they do. They wait for that adversity. Most people wait and are forced to need to learn these skills. It might be a diagnosis. It might be a death in the family. Again, some other kind of illness, whatever it may be. Most people wait for an adversity. But you can choose any time to learn these skills. Teach your kids these skills. Teach your aging parents the skills. Choose for the whole family to learn together and commit to everyone playing with uncovering their truth and living it. Did you know the greatest regret of the dying is not about what they did? It's about who they didn't allow themselves to be. Let me repeat that. One of the greatest regrets of the dying is not about what they did or did not do. It's about who they didn't allow themselves to be. Healing Lifestyle Design gives you a path to uncover who you truly are and live in radical alignment with that so that you can age well, lead well, and live with no regrets or less regrets. The earlier you begin living in alignment with your true self, the more alive and joyful life becomes. Okay, so Healing Lifestyle Design becomes truly powerful when you make it your own. And that's why I created the True Self Framework. Again, same things, but it's just a very specific, a more detailed framework so that more people can move through the process. And there's still a lot of personalization in it, but there's the True Self Framework that everyone can use to begin to uncover your truth and radically live as that. So this is the method that guides you step by step through your own evolution from disconnection to full expression, to being your true self in the moments of your life. It's how you turn the philosophy of Healing Lifestyle Design into a lived experience. Okay, I'm going to briefly share these 5 stages or 5 steps. Okay, so here are the 5 stages. Stage 1 is the awakening. It's the call to change. Something feels off in your life. Life feels tight, heavy, or disconnected. This is your invitation inward. The moment you realize this isn't working anymore. Stage 2 is the remembering. Beginning to meet your true self, welcoming her back in. She's always within you. It's just welcoming her to show herself. You slow down. You begin to feel. Reconnect through presence, journaling, curiosity, and so much more. You begin to remember what feels alive and authentic to you. Stage 3 is redesign. You begin to align the outer with the inner. So you consciously begin to design your home, your days, your daily rituals, your work to reflect your truth. Not who you were told to be, but your true self. Stage 4 is embodiment. Living the truth daily. Your truth becomes your practice. Ritual replaces rigidity. And I love that. Ritual replaces rigidity. That is a whole process and system. You live your day as art, one intentional choice at a time. Stage 5 is expression. becoming a light for others. When you live as your true self, you naturally inspire others. Your life becomes your legacy, your unique way of bringing healing and beauty into the world, whatever it may be. Your true self, you begin to express that. People notice the difference. So the true self framework helps you turn awareness into action and action into alignment. So your life, your home, and your energy all reflect who you truly are. It's powerful work, and it's a totally different way of living. So your life is your art. Healing lifestyle design is how you practice it. So don't forget, download the free Present Moment Starter Journal and it will get you started. And please, I want you to share this episode with someone who's doing everything right, but feels that something's off, maybe feels numb. Because maybe, just maybe, it's time for them to start designing their life, not just doing and going through the motion, but consciously curating the moments of their life, their home, everything. Especially if you or someone you know is a midlife woman in the midst of the messy, trying to take care of everyone else, trying to take care of their kids. You're trying to take care of your home. You're trying to take care of the aging parents. You're trying to work. You're trying to make money. You're trying to do all the things. And you're just not feeling taken care of yourself. Or this might be somebody you know. Maybe you're not feeling seen or heard. Maybe you're not even seeing or hearing yourself. So just connect. It's time for you, and I want everyone, to learn how to take care of you first so that you can tend to your kids, your home, your aging parents even better. And there's past episodes on optimal caretaking. And one of the keys there, and with clients I work with, when I'm working with a caretaker, it's reminding them that if they don't take care of themselves in the best way possible, they can't care for the person they're caring for optimally. So again, you always need to put your oxygen mask on first. There is a way to move through whatever adversity you're moving through, whatever stage of life it may be, and you can move through it with new knowledge, new skills, strategies, and really feel the joy that you're meant to feel in the moment. Not all the time, but joy is one of the emotions that we feel in the moment. And truly curate the next chapter of your life, okay? So if you're in Westland, Oregon or near, I'm local to Westland, Oregon, but I do work with clients virtually, whether it's home design, real estate advice in regards to multi-generational living, redesigning homes, and of course, lifestyle design coaching. And more will be coming with the True Self Framework. We'll be launching the Age Well Collective, probably not until the end of 2026-27, but the Age Well Collective will be a beautiful place where everyone can learn the True Self Framework together. Okay, so thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, you are already the designer of your life. Healing Lifestyle Design and the True Self Framework, they simply give you the tools and the permission to curate what's true for you. Have a lovely day. Thanks for tuning in to the Age Well Home and Lifestyle podcast. If this episode sparks something in you, share it with a friend or family member. Let it be the start of a real life, meaningful conversation, because that's how we grow together. And I'd love to hear from you. What topics are you curious about? What questions are on your mind? Reach out and let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay curious, live true, and keep creating a life and home that's aligned with your truest self.